Hey, Nainer. Almighty. Hey, Vincey Boo Hoo. How are you? How is everybody? Trying to find where Lily and I were talking. Whew. Got my beads on tonight. I have like 5 times this many from my trip to New Orleans that I earned. Where's Wild Man at? I talked to Miss Lily. She should be here any minute now. You know, the more they tell me not to touch my face, the more I touch my face. And it's like, look like a freaking 16-year-old. No, I wasn't good. Down there, there's no such thing as public intoxication as long as because you could walk around with a drink in your hand. And I would go, whoop, whoop, and beads would just come flying down. Love NOLA. Love it. Are y'all ready for tonight? This book is so good. I finished it last night. I need to get my hand up there if I'm gonna be bouncing my leg. I even put a bra on for you guys. Yeah, I know it. Sure, I'll show you. Boop. Ha 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 ha! I have a bra on. I never did take it off. This book is so freaking good. It is so good. I have this elevated up just a little bit. Too high. Well. Oh well, I'm talking to myself. How many people didn't come in here and subscribe before they got on here? Try to find me before they got on here. We have 4 people. Who's in here? Who's in here? Who's here? There's peeping toms that aren't letting me know they're here. I hate that I don't get to see who I was here. It aggravates me. Wish Lily was here so I could ask her a question. Exactly. Roll call. Y'all, today was like 71 degrees. The sun was shining. Everything's beautiful and spring green. And the wind was blowing about 30 miles an hour. I went outside. My hair was just like all over the place. I was like, no. I came back in. So good. She's here but can't comment. Why not? Okay. So, I talked to Lily a while ago, and she wants me to start with chapter 3. But she didn't tell me how far she wanted me to go. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and start. And, all right. So here's the cover. This cover is hot. And if you guys haven't seen the video that Nina posted earlier this afternoon, that Miss Lily came up with, you need to go see the video. It is really, really good. And I was like, dang, she's been inside my head because that's how I was picturing it when I read it. Just for the record, y'all, I actually finished 2 books this week. Well, not like in the past 7 days, I've finished 2 books. That's a miracle for me, like reading books, not listening books, but reading books. Okay. So I'm going to start, not there. Ooh, the Bayou, a place of magic, a place of wonder. Many come to visit, though so many never leave. Just a little quote there. Okay. Are you ready? Hello, Jackie. Why wouldn't it let you chat, Jackie? That's not nice. I have the chat features on. I know it's a really good book. Okay. So, those of you that can't chat, can you at least like go up there and hit the thumbs up? I want to see people. If you haven't already hit the thumbs up button up there, go up there and hit the thumbs up button. Let me know. Because I want to know. Inquiring minds will know. By the way, in case you're wondering, I got my beads on. No, I didn't earn these. I bought these. But I have about 5 times this many back in the other room that I did earn when I went to NOLA. So about 5 years ago. So just so you know, I do have some. It's just that they're pretty nasty. Probably need to throw them away because some of them came off the streets of Bourbon. Ooh, came off Bourbon Street when it was raining. Ooh. Yeah. So yeah. And if you've never been to NOLA, you just don't get it. NOLA's beautiful. It is so much fun. But it is nasty, especially Bourbon Street. It's nasty. And I'm not talking about sexy nasty, although it is nasty like that too. No, it's just the streets, the stench, it's all nasty, but damn, it's worth it. You want to go sin, go there. Yeah, I know it, Vincy. Ooh, there's nothing like it, but damn. Okay, so I'm going to start with chapter 3. I'm not going to tell you how to start. You guys are going to just have to want to buy it. And I don't know where I'm going to stop at when I come to a good spot because we didn't discuss that. We just okay, yeah, we didn't discuss that. We just went as far as and then I'll get around doing my taxes when I get good and damn ready to do my taxes, okay? Just piss off. Okay. It's my money. Hold on. Oh, that's a bad picture. Hold on, Sean. I'm showing you what mine looks like. Oh, no, I don't want that. See that? Trying to figure out why some people can chat and some can't. And I don't know. Okay, Sean, I'm going to leave your message open over here. And if you or Miss Lily got anything you need me to know about, just send it to me and I'll get it this way. Nina is on here and she can post the links. You can owe her one. She'll post the links on the chat for people to get the book, and hopefully more will come in here. I'm not sure why YouTube can't. That's really strange. I've not known of anybody that can't do that. But hey, this is YouTube and this is live stream. Anything's possible. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started before it decides it wants to shut down on me. You guys know how sometimes this does. So let's get started. Okay, chapter 3. A blood-curdling scream awakens me, and I open my eyes. Panic strikes once. I realize I have no idea where I am. Please, a woman pleads, lying on the ground. I swear I won't do it again. If you're lucky, Malvado. I was practicing that earlier. Now I can't get it. If you're lucky, Malvado will pardon you with your death. A burly man spits back, gripping a fistful of her hair. No one harms the king. Before she can say a word, she is dragged out of the room by her hair, only the echoes of her scream still audible behind the slammed door. This must be some kind of nightmare. I can't remember how I got here. I can't remember anything. Suddenly, a soft voice rips me from my thoughts. Well, good evening, darling. You weren't out for a long time. You were out for a long time. Where am I? I asked, searching the woman's eyes for answers, my own going in and out of double vision. Let's not worry about that right now. Are you hungry? Am I hungry? No, where am I? I say, panic beginning to strike me again. What is going on and how did I get here? Now, what did I tell you? She replies, her hand trying to touch mine, and as soon as she does, I inch further into the corner. Don't touch me, I cry. I'm sure you saw what happened to the young lady a few minutes ago, and I'm sure you don't want to meet the same fate. I suggest put a smile on that pretty little face of yours and show me some respect. Lord knows you want to be on my good side. So let's try this again. Are you hungry, dear? No, I reply, feeling tears build in my eyes. No, ma'am. You're in Louisiana now, honey. We have manners here. No, ma'am. Good girl. Just follow the rules and you will be just fine. I'll get you a glass of tea. As she walks away, I pinch the skin of my arm, still hoping I'm caught in a dream, but sadly realize I am not. You're in Louisiana now, honey. What am I doing in Louisiana? Looking around the room, it seems that I am in some sort of cellar with only a table and chair and the straw I am sitting on. I see chains on the walls and another area across the room with a makeshift straw bed. Maybe that's where the other woman was before she was taken out of the room. Slowly, I try to get up. Bracing myself on the cold wall, it is then I realize that I have soiled myself, my dress clinging to my thighs. And steady on my feet, I do manage to walk across the room using the wall to support my weight. My eyes widen when I see a pool of blood near the straw, and I cover my mouth in disbelief. You're walking better than I would have expected, the soft voice says, and I turn to look at her. I want to ask her what happened, but also don't want to end up like the other woman, so I keep my questions to myself. I, I begin, I've sold myself. It's to be expected, my dear. Not to worry. The row has your suitcase, and we have an abundance of clothing that you will get to see soon enough. Just have to figure out where you belong. Thoreau, why does that name sound familiar? Where have I heard that before? While I try to remember, the woman's mouth is moving a mile a minute. Now that my vision is finally returning to normal, I get a good look at her. She must be in her 60s, heavy set, with her hair up in a bun. She is wearing a dress with an apron, and from the warm smile on her face, could pass for anyone's grandmother. As the woman continues her banter, I notice something shiny on the inside of her wrist. Squinting my eyes, I see it's some sort of jewel embedded in the skin. And just as I'm about to speak, the door opens. Oh, perfect timing. My eyes shoot in his direction, and that's when everything starts to come back to me. It was him. He drugged me. The men in the alley. You did this to me, I scream, and within seconds, I feel my knees give out and I fall to the ground. No one speaks to my son that way. The crap was that? The woman says in a rage, getting down on her knees and gripping my chin. You show respect. He is bringing your clothes. Do you want to sit in your piss for the next few days? No, ma'am. I'm sorry. I sob. Setting down a suitcase, they both leave the room, and I hear the door lock behind them. The suitcase looks familiar, almost like the one I own myself. Walking over to it, I rip it open to find my clothes. How could they have gotten my suitcase? Digging through it, I try to find anything I could use as a weapon, but come up empty handed. My eyes scan the room once again, stopping at a glass of tea standing on the table. I'm thirsty, but what if it's tampered with? Still staring at the glass, the pieces are starting to fit together. I came to Louisiana for a vacation. My suitcase was in my hotel, though. Did I tell Thoreau where I was staying? No, I didn't. I continue to put together a puzzle that is missing too many pieces until my head begins to hurt. Closing my eyes, I let out a sigh of defeat before taking out new clothes. Once again, I lay on the bed of straw with my back against the wall, hoping this is all just a terrible nightmare. For those of you that have just joined, for some reason, it's only letting a certain three, my regular three, comment. If you're able to comment, just drop in and say hi, and then you can fall back and ignore everybody else. But I'm just trying to see why some people can comment and some can't. I don't know if this comment. Hey, nope. Um, I was trying to slide it back and forth and see, like on Facebook, it has a comment thing there, and you can either push it away or slide it back. And I was just testing it to see, but I don't know if that works or not. So mine's just always been up there. So I'm not sure. Yeah, but not everybody's able to comment though, Jackie. And that's what I'm not understanding. The author, Lily, is not able to comment, and her PA, Sean Wildman, isn't able to comment. So I'm not sure what's going on. Okay. Chapter 4. The door opens and I hear desperate sobs fill the room. Opening my eyes, I see it's the young woman from earlier, and she's being carried in by two men in masks. Laying her on the straw, they turn and are gone within seconds. Sitting up, I stare at her, and even though her sobs have started to become silent, I see the jerking in her body. She can't be one of them. Maybe she can tell me what the hell is going on. Wait, maybe it's a test. Maybe they want to see if I'll take the bait. I am so paranoid. The tea, this woman. Taking a deep breath, I decide to walk over to her, my eyes fixated on the door. As I reach her, I place my hand on her shoulder. Hey, I say, are you okay? We will never leave here, she says, her head still burrowed in her arm. At least not alive. Where are we? I ask, hoping she says something. Turning toward me, I see her face is swollen and the beginnings of bruises are forming on her jawline and under her eyes. Her lip is busted and her neck has a red line as if she's been choked. We are in hell, she answers, lifting up her right arm, and it is then I see she is missing a hand. Oh my God, what happened? I scratched him, and as a punishment, they cut off my hand. Scratched who? Malvado, she answers, and it's the second time I've heard this name mentioned. I knew better, but I couldn't stand him putting his hands on me. Nina, Vinci, am I saying that name right? Malvado is supposed to be Spanish, I think, for evil. I think that's what I read. French, Spanish, something. Malvado, Malvado. I've been. I knew better, but I couldn't stand him putting his hands on me. Who is Malvado? How long have you been here? I've been here for about a week, she replies. I think. Who is Malvado? I ask, and that is when the door opens. Instantly. Look, there's Sean. Sean is here. To make a channel? All she has to do is subscribe. She shouldn't have to make a channel. So, Neener, am I saying it right? Malvado? Since it's Hispanic and you're Hispanic? Okay. Instinctively, I jump back, but I can't disguise that I've been tending to this woman. My heart is beating out of my chest, and I'm afraid of what they may do to me. Wonderful. I see you met Caroline. Oh, she called me my love. Wonderful. I see you've met Caroline, the soft voice says, as it's the most normal thing in the world. Now, honey, remember our conversation about manners and respect. Well, Caroline here decided that she wanted to be a rebel and not follow our rules. Caroline, darling, have the rules become clear now? Yes, Madame Benoit, I understand. Caroline sobs, holding her wrist that used to have her hand attached. Oh dear. Madame Benoit starts as she walks over to her. Lazare! Now that one I'm not sure. I've tried that one every which way. I will. You just chill. I'm doing female voices right now. That one's saved. Lazare. I hear footsteps approach, and the man that drug Caroline out of here by her hair stands there, his eyes on Madame Benoit. Yes, madam. Well, little Miss Caroline looks like she is going to bleed out. I think your cauterizing didn't work. Do it again. Oh, please, madam. No, please, I beg you. Caroline cries, gripping Madame Benoit's dress. In a swift move, she slaps Caroline across her face, sending her flying to the ground. Silence! Lazare, get the flame and just do it in here. Violet, you haven't touched your tea, honey. I wasn't thirsty, I lie, my eyes still on Caroline. But you are now, right? She says, her eyes burning into my soul. Yes, ma'am, I say, shaking, walking toward the table. Picking up the glass, I put it to my lips, and even though my instinct tells me not to, I begin to drink it. That's a good girl. See, Caroline, why can't you be more like Violet here? Within seconds, the room becomes blurry and I feel my body go limp. The glass falling out of my hand, Madame Benoit holds me up and I watch as her head moves to the side and she starts to yell. But I can only hear the ringing in my ears. My eyes close again. Chapter 5. Very beautiful. This is the rose work? Yes, it is, Your Highness. He shall be rewarded. Opening my eyes, the brightness from the windows sends a stinging sensation, making me shut them in reflex. I take a deep breath. I'm no longer in the room I found myself in before. That much I know. I attempt to open my eyes again, this time much more slowly. Shh, a voice says calmly. Take your time, ma belle fleur. Thibodeau, close the curtains. Thibodeau, Thibodeau. Thibodeau, close the curtains. The room becomes darker and my eyes welcome the kind gesture. Who said this? Searching my left and right, I don't see anyone, and as I attempt to sit up, my head starts to pound. Relax, the voice says, and then I feel someone grab my hand, and even though I want to pull away, I don't. Give yourself a moment before getting up. My eyes search. Sean, see what I have to put up with? My eyes search the voice, and once he inches closer, fear hits me immediately. His face is painted like a skeleton. Is painted skeleton-like, with black circles around his eyes. He is also wearing a black top hat decorated with white feathers. Is he a person? Is he dead? I have no idea what is going on. Then my eyes fixate on his, a shade of pale blue I have never seen in my entire life. I find myself mesmerized by the emptiness, yet there is power in them. I'm scared, I say, emotions hitting me as tears roll down my face. Don't be afraid, my darling. Everything will be fine, I promise. The man says, I'm still working on accents with the deep voices. I have a hard time with that. Don't be afraid, my darling. Everything will be fine, I promise, the man says, and I'm not sure why I am trusting his word. For a moment, I am bewitched by the voice, the face, those eyes. I want to speak, but can't find my voice. Next, he places a hand on my cheek, and I tense up, gasping in fear. Welcome to the Bayou, my chérie. This is your new home. What? I replied, my eyes winding. No, I can't stay. Well, welcome to me messing all this French up because you know I will, Vincy. He doesn't say another word, removing his hand from my cheek. He gets up to walk away, but I reach for his arm to stop him. Within seconds, I am pushed against the sofa by the man they called Thibodeau. You do not have permission to touch the king. What in the world? Why did that light all of a sudden just come? Um, I'm sorry, I began sobbing. Now, Thibodeau, gentle. She hasn't done anything wrong. Yes, yes, Your Highness. Pardon. Still pressed to the sofa, I see the man with the painted face walk toward the doorway, stopping short. I know it's all new, all unfamiliar. You don't have a family, and that is what we want to give you. No? How does he know I don't have a family? Wait, Thoreau. I told him this. Here I thought I was having an innocent conversation. Had I known it was going to be used against me? God, am I going to get out of here? As Malvado turns, I speak. Wait, I say, Thibodeau still holding me down. Turning around, his pale blue eyes meet mine, and he gestures for me to speak. Who are you? I am your king, your saving grace, he begins. I am Malvaldo. With the mention of his name, he disappears out of sight, and I am left more confused than before. Is this really the man that had Caroline's hand cut off? He seems calm, even tempered, and almost kind. Looking at the man whose grip never left my arm, I sob. Well, that deep voice just wears on my throat. Please let me go. I beg you. I won't say a word. I don't even know where I am. You'll never leave here, he growls as he pulls me to my feet. Just accept your destiny. Dragging me out of the room and down a long carpeted hall, we pass other people who move out of the way to let us pass. Several of them welcome me, while others only wear a smile. I take in my surrounding as we come to a grand staircase. Standing at the top, I can see the massive front door, guarded by two men. Even if I could wriggle free, there is no way I could get out. So, I, I believe he was pleased. Turning my head, I see Madame Benoit holding a small box. Okay, let me try this. So, I hear a familiar voice asking, I believe he was pleased. Turning my head, I see Madame Benoit holding a small box. Then there will be a ceremony, she asks. I'm sure of it. The man answers, his grip making my arm ache. He has told you when, or will I have to ask him myself? She huffs, but before she can continue, someone interrupts. Mother, Thoreau begins, we have time. Listen to your son, the man grins. It's none of your concern. Mother, let us go, Thoreau says, grabbing her arm. As both walk away, the man begins dragging me down the stairs. Looking around the grand entry hall, I notice that the windows are barred and the guards carry swords. Coming to an old wooden door, the man turns to me. You stand completely still. Do you understand me? Yes, I reply, feeling myself shake. Releasing my arm, he grabs a set of keys out of his pocket, unlocking the door. Pulling it open, his eyes meet mine. Inside, he instructs, and I see a set of stairs leading down, the walls lined with lit candles. When we make it to the bottom, we walk through a short hall until reaching yet another door. After it is unlocked, I feel defeat when I see he has taken me to the same room where my nightmare began. Hmm. Okay, I can keep reading a little bit more. Chapter 6. Days go by and I'm still in the cellar. I've seen girls mistreated, verbally abused, beaten, and even though mostly unscathed, Madame Benoit has put her hands on me more than one occasion. She believes in punishing all for the mistakes of one, and at this point, I'm surprised Caroline is still alive. Through her, I have learned of more horrors that take place in this house, but neither know why we are held captive. I just want to smell the air, Caroline whispers in her as her head lies in my lap. One last time. Don't say that, I demand. We're going to get out of here. No one leaves, she replies. You don't know that, I say. We will find a way. You still have hope, she smiles. Hold on to that for as long as you can, for it will disappear before your eyes. Stroking her hair, I look across the room to find another girl, Ashley, sleeping in a corner. She's been here for about 2 weeks and rarely says a word. The unlocking of the door fixates my eyes in that direction, and within seconds, a naked woman is thrown into the room before the door locks again. Sobbing, she covers herself, and I get up to place a small blanket over her. Thank you, she cries. Did you just get here? I ask, and she looks up at me. I've been here for a year, she replies, studying me. I made a mistake. What do you mean you made a mistake? I ask. You give him what he wants no matter what, she begins. I agreed so I could get out of here, and now I'm back. I'm not understanding, I say. What do you mean? Where have you been? She begins before the door opens again. Rachel, 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 Madame Benoit says as she walks into the room with two men. I'm sorry, Madame Benoit. Please give me another chance. Please just get me out of here. Please. Violet, get back to your place, Madame Benoit demands, and I do as I'm told. I'm disappointed in you, Rachel. All these months without incident, and now you screw it all up. Please don't make me stay down here, Rachel pleads. If you just let me go back up there, I will do whatever he says. There's only one problem, my dear, Madame Benoit says, holding Rachel's chin. He doesn't want you anymore. Oh, God, please. Who will we send in your place? Madame replies, releasing Rachel's chin with force. Caroline is out. That leaves Ashley and Violet. I beg you, give me one more chance. I'll tell you what, since you've always behaved, I will put in a good word. In the meantime, you stay here. Thank you, madam, Rachel says, falling to Madame Benoit's feet. Thank you. Violet? Yes, ma'am, I say frightened. You're coming with us. I know better than to protest, but I'm terrified of where she could be taking me. Walking up the steps and through the door leading to the entry hall, I see that it is filled with people, smiling, laughing, and having a good time. I am led straight to the other side of the room through a door that opens up to a big library. Heaven! Lazare, tie her to the chair, Madame Benoit demands as the other man, Thibodeau, forcefully pushes me down into it. Within moments, my wrists are tied to the arms of the chair, and seconds later, another door opens. Stop, Malvado says as he walks in. That is unnecessary. But Her Highness. Oh, wait a minute, that's Lazare. But, Your Highness, She does not, Lazari begins before cutting off. Out, all of you. I have never seen anyone scurry as fast as the three of them, nor have I seen this kind of fear written in their faces. As the footsteps approach me, my heart begins to beat faster and faster. Violet, I'm sorry for this, Movado says, kneeling down in front of me. This is the second time I've seen him, and he looks exactly the same as before. The painted face, the hat, those eyes. As his hands touch my skin, I jerk, fear consuming me. Shh, ma chérie, don't be afraid. I would never harm you. Involuntarily, I relax, and that's when he frees my right hand from the rope before he moving to the left. Holding his hand out to me, he smiles. Come with me. Okay, I think one more chapter should do it. What you think, Sean, Miss Lily? What do you guys think? Chapter 7. Leading me through a door between the massive built in bookcases, we come to a room that is not only grand, but regal as well. Okay. Still holding my hand, he leads me to an ornate sofa and motions for me to have a seat. Looking around the room, I see it's a bedroom that is the size of my entire apartment back home. Is this your? I begin. Yes, he replies. These are my quarters, the only place to find solitude. I have no I have so many questions, though not one is forming an intelligible sentence to leave my lips. Finally opening my mouth to speak, he places a finger on my lips. Shh, he whispers, and I immediately obey. I know you have many questions. You're wondering why you are here, aren't you, my dear? With his fingers still on my lips, my eyes fixate on his, and I nod my head in agreement. Violet, have you ever had the feeling that you don't have a place in this world? He asked, his finger brushing down the sides of my chin. What? I ask. A feeling of not belonging, he replies, and even though I want to lie, I can't. Yes, I say, my head hung low. A feeling of never being able to trust anyone. He counters his fingers as he lifts my chin. Yes. You are very special, Violet, in ways you'll never know. I wished I could do a Louisiana Bayou accent. I need to go listen to some swamp people. In ways you'll never know. In ways you will come to find out. You are meant to do great things, change the world. What? How? The world as we know it is coming to an end. In due time, most of humanity will be gone forever, except for us, the chosen ones. The chosen ones? Yes, my chérie. It all began with Baron Samedi. When Baron Samedi came to me, informing me of what lies ahead. Humans are destructive, and they will be their own downfall. Who is Baron Samedi? You've never heard of the Baron? He asked, and I shake my head no. He is the spirit of death and resurrection. A LOA in the, is it LOA or is it LOA? In the voodoo world. He is responsible for taking lives, leading their souls to the underworld, or in some cases, healing them. Often he is depicted as a skeleton with a top hat, just like this one. Are you the Baron? I ask, finding myself lost in confusion. Not exactly. As I've told you, the Baron is a spirit.
Not exactly. As I've told you, the Baron is a spirit. He passes between our world and the spirit world, and my body has been chosen to encompass him while here on Earth.
That is why your face is painted?
We,
That was pretty weak.
we, we,
What does all this have to do with me?
I am the king, and this is my kingdom, and I answer to the Baron. He guides my decisions and leads us all. In the spirit world, the Baron has a companion, Maman Bridget. Collectively, we have been on the search for her replica in the human world, and that is where you come in. You have many similarities to Bridget, your hair, your eyes. We believe you may be the one.
I don't understand, I reply.
It is a lot to take in and a big responsibility to carry. With time, you will know. The Baron and I will guide you every step of the way.
But why kidnap me?
Do you really think if Thoreau told you all this in New Orleans, you would have come along?
No.
Exactly. My kingdom started out with very few, maybe 10. Over time, we have had to recruit to reach the numbers we are at today.
Recruit as in taken against their will?
In many cases, yes.
How many are here?
Currently, we have 88. They range from servants to advisors. Everyone is taken care of, ma chérie. Even the servants are part of what I consider a family. He pauses. A real family, one that doesn't betray you.
Those words hit me hard, and I know the feeling of being alone all too well, though the tactic they use still doesn't sit well with me.
You are thinking, my dear, what is on your mind?
I begin. I don't believe in spirits, so all of this is difficult for me to understand.
In time, you will.
For a moment, I sit there trying to understand everything he's telling me, but nothing makes sense. Absolutely nothing. My thoughts take me back to New Orleans and the night I met Thoreau. I had just had my fortune read before, and even though I didn't believe it, I can't deny that I am now sitting in some mansion, just as she said I would. Suddenly, his hand touches mine, and I'm ripped out of my thoughts.
It is it is overwhelming, I know. It takes time, time to process, time to understand, time to submit.
Submit? What if I don't want to? Letting out a deep breath, his hand leaves mine, and he gets up from the sofa, turning his back to me.
Submit was the wrong choice in words.
He begins turning around.
Accept is more appropriate.
But what if?
What if you don't accept?
He asked, kneeling in front of me, grabbing my hands.
What do you have to lose? What are you going back to?
My job? I began, knowing how ridiculous that sounds.
Here you will never have to work again. You'll be taken care of in any way you can imagine. Do you remember when I said we were the chosen ones?
Yes, I say, a bit hesitant.
You were chosen as well. You weren't just a random pick. The Baron chose you. Every one of us has a similar story that is in some way compares to your own. No one in this world that cares, no one who will miss you. It has always been us against the world. The Baron created a world for us, a family, Violet. Violet, we are the fortunate ones. Once this world we know has home disappears, we continue to live.
Why am I being kept in the cellar? Why the abuse? Why are there girls near death just a few feet away from me?
Who has harmed you? He asked, his eyes starting to fill with rage.
Madame Benoit, I say.
I will take care of this, he says, sounding sincere. You won't have to spend another day down there. I give you my word. In exchange, you must do something for me.
What? I ask as he rolls up his sleeve, revealing a jewel like the one I saw on Madame Benoit's wrist.
You must wear this, he replies. It will ensure your safety. My eyes take in the diamond-shaped sapphire jewel, giving off a shine I can't put into words. How? I ask, my fingers touching it. Magic, he replies with a big grin. Magic. Okay, I'm stopping there. Boom. Jewel right there. I want an emerald or a ruby. Yep, right there. Emerald or a ruby. Emerald's my birthstone. What you guys think? Nothing like Lily's ever written before. I'm with Nina. I love Miss Lily's motorcycle books because I am like the motorcycle queen. I love MC books. But this one takes you off on a completely different tangent, and it just, it is so good. And it's got mountains and valleys and twists and turns. And before you ask, yes, it has some sex. It gets nasty. But it's not about the sex. It isn't. It isn't. There is a true love story buried in there. And you got to read it to find it. And I am not even going to tell you if it's a happy ever after or not. That's something you get to decide. Nina and I kind of disagreed on the happy ever after part in a way. So, yeah, I'm curious to see what you guys think. Please go buy it. It's only $2.99 or it's free on KU, I think. I know. I love Cajun stuff. Oh my gosh, I love it. But I just wish I could talk more like Coach O, you know? I could have given my ball to Coach O's voice. That would have been hilarious if I could have done that. And yes, even though I'm a Georgia dog, I know who Coach O is, so don't go there. So, alrighty. Somebody somewhere will post the links to buy it. If they don't, just go to my blog and it's in there. I promise. I've seen it a zillion times today, and it's only $2.99. Okay, so I'm off tomorrow night. I had a last minute cancellation, which is fine. You guys will be all right. I don't know. I will get me prepared for Thursday. I'm working on something here at the house to get me out of this room, much as I'm going to miss my view, but still gets me out of this room. Because the bathroom's right behind me. And some people around here, and since there's only 2 people in this house, some people around here have got some really bad manners. When he doesn't really, he just has normal issues like everybody, but still, when I'm sitting here on the phone and working, it's just kind of, yeah. Anyways, so I'm working on hopefully different desk placement if my internet will listen to me. So I may work on that tomorrow night. Thursday night, 8 o'clock, back on Facebook. I have Robert Nina, what's his name? It's A Real American Hero is the book. It's a sci-fi book, if I'm not mistaken, but I can't remember his name. Brian Scott. Why was I saying wrong? A Real American Hero. No. Nina, I just discussed how I'm not going to be on here tomorrow night. It's Thursday night, right? I know it's Brian. Thursday night, 8 o'clock. I'm off tomorrow night. So, and she tells me not to touch the schedule. Ask your mini-me, when do I read again, Nina? All right. Brian Scott, A Real American Hero, 8 o'clock, Thursday night.
And I'm ending this before I strangle my PA. So, for Pete's sake, let me get off here before she starts drinking anymore. Love you guys. Thank you, Miss Lily. Thank you, Sean. I love this book. You guys are so awesome. I will talk to everybody Thursday night. Look at my halo. This is so awesome. Not. Happy reading.